Well, hello everybody on this very cold, frosty day, and I'm actually watching the battery dying on my GoPro. That's incredible. It's very cold. It's like 0, maybe -1, and yeah, these GoPro batteries don't last long, and I have one full one and I have 30% on this one, so I'm gonna have to be as quick as I can. But that is the Deus 2. And that is the Makro multi-cruiser. So I'm going to go around. Well, my last battery just died, 36% down to 0 in seconds. I only have one full battery, so I have to be very careful now. Yeah, I wasn't prepared, normal me. Right, so I'm going to do 10 holes. I'm going to find 10 targets with the Deus 2, and we're going to take a look at a comparison with my Makro multi-cruiser if I've got enough battery. And I'm going to put these very sexy golf thingies into the ground when I find a target with the Deus 2, see what the Makro multi-cruiser will pick up, and then I'm going to dig them and find out what's there. I'm on the Fields of Dreams. This is actually the area where I did the challenge against the Treasure Rangers. Rachel, thank you very much, Rachel, very much appreciated. Jamie, got to do one with you at some point. Found hammered coins and all sorts here, so let's get to the first target. I'm going to do it in general mode. I'm not going to mess around with the settings too much. I want to get to know the machine. This will be in two-tone, very basic mode also. Won't be anything fancy, won't be in the deepest mode. This will be general, this will be also a general mode, and we'll see what comes up. And hopefully I can learn, because I know that machine, I'm hoping I can learn that machine while I'm comparing. Okay, see you at the next, or the first good signal. Hopefully the ground's not too frozen to dig. First target is a 71. It's there. Okay. So let's stick a pin in it, shall we? I can get one out of my pocket with my gloves on, which will be a miracle. But sometimes the miracles do happen. So where was it again? There. Okay, should be able to see that. And I'll come back, I'll do 10 of these and then compare them with the Makro Kruzer. You know, you'll see how it is. That's the first target. Number 1 is 30s, 40s, jumpy signal. 30s, 40s. So that would be target number 1. Let's have a look what it is. I'll show you when I get it out. You have to preserve the battery. See you in a bit. Target number 1. Thought it was going to be a coin or button game, but it's not. It's a button, I can see. Okay. I was pretty sure actually it was a button due to the numbers on my machine. But yeah, I like to find them. That's quite an old one. Cool. First one is a button. Second target, it's a very wispy target, that one. 74, then 3 that way. Hardly getting anything on that. So that's actually quite an interesting target. Okay, target number 2, we'll have a look. Number 2 is an awful signal on this. Up to 66, down to 4 iron. That way, it's awful. Some higher numbers, but it's mostly grunty, so I would say that's a piece of iron, but we'll have a look. See you in a minute. So apparently target number 2 is in here somewhere. Oh, is that it? Yeah, okay. Well, it's iron. It's, yeah, it is what it is. It's a piece of iron. So my machine picked up that that was iron. Very clear. Cool. I mean, the Kruzer did that. Malta Kruzer. Can't remember the numbers on the Deus, but we'll find out later. On to the next. So this target, which I think is number 3, very wispy 4239 on the Deus. Is 20s jumpy signal. Got some iron there grunting his way. Yeah, I don't like it. I'll come back to you when I found it. Hang on, guys. Well, that turned out to be the target that was so difficult to find. My pinpointer was struggling with that. It's a tiny piece of something. I don't know what. I don't know if it's a bit of a coin. It's a very wispy signal on that. And on the Kruzer, lovely strong signal, a few inches away. And that's two-tone, 89 on the recovery speed. Ground balance, this is ground balance. Standard general settings, 95 on the recovery speed, I think. And it is just hitting that. But it isn't the strong signal that I got off the Kruzer. It's a tiny weeny little thing. That's a surprise to me. Okay. See you at the next. Number 4 is this wispy 80s 50s jumpy signal. No. Oh, you can hear iron that way. I'm gonna have to put the iron volume up, I think, because I need to hear the iron on this. So I'm gonna go into settings, 10, sensitivity 95, frequency shift at 0, iron volume is at 3. I'm gonna take that up. Yeah, okay, now I've got it. It's grunty. Sounds good in one direction, very grunty in the other. Okay, I'll come back to you in a minute. Oh, let's have a look at the Kruzer. Kruzer says, computer says no. Similar, jumpy, irony signal. I'll come back to you when I've dug it. So this was target number 4. It's a nut and bolt, or part of a nut and bolt rather. Yeah, it's very grunty with that. It's grunty and also higher numbers. Both machines are reading that correctly. Okay, moving on. Number 5. This hit this no problem, 4550. I have had these machines very separated just to see if they're interfering with each other, but actually these two play quite nicely with each other, it seems. It's a screamer on this one, it's 60s. So, according to this, it's sat right on the surface. So let's see if we can get it with a pinpointer. Yeah, we can. Probably just a piece of copper or something like that. Oh gosh, the first 2 inches of ground is frozen here, which makes it a little bit difficult. Oh, I can see it. Okay, both of them read that as quite a good target, and the reason for that is actually might not be a bad target as such. It might be a Rains guide. It's totally frozen. Yeah. Okay. Not sure if that's a Rains guide or not. Possibly not with that ridge in the middle there. I don't know, but it's because of that ring shape that it was ringing up. Oh dear. Sorry. That it was a good target. Okay. I'll accept that. Both machines read that fine. Moving on. So, where are we? We're on, this is number 5, I think. Number 5. It's a nice signal, 43 with this. Both directions, 30s, 40s. Doesn't read any iron. Keeping them separate so they don't. I'm not sure that they'll ever be the best of friends, but they're actually not too bad around each other. And this one is all over the place with the Kruzer. It's nowhere near as stable as the other machine on this target. And it's got some grunts in it too, whereas the other one didn't have. So I'll dig that and come back to you in a moment and we'll have a look. Target number 5 is just lying here. Just came out. What is that? Button. Interesting. That's very interesting. It's a broken button, so the Kruzer was struggling with that. Didn't know what to make of it because it was a odd shape, so it was all over the place with the numbers, and it was a little bit grunty. And there's no iron in that, but that Deus hit that perfect. Okay, cool. See you at the next. Let's have a look at this one. Number 7. Jumpy, all over the place. 50s, 30s, 40s, 40s. Have a quick look with the Deus. 69, 68, 60s, just catching it that way. 61, better signal that way. Okay, I'll come back to you in a minute when I've dug it out. The target is actually here, just in the surface here. Lovely stable target on that Deus. Well, it's a piece of something. It's a artifact. That could be quite old. Yeah, the Kruzer was struggling with that because of its shape, odd shape. Didn't like it, but still registered that there was something there. Okay. Well, both machines passed, but I think the Deus got that better this time. Because that is something interesting for me, because of history. But yeah, I haven't got a clue what that is. Okay, see you the next. So number 8, at least I think it is. Doesn't really matter. Jumpy, 78, 77, 77. Now that is an interesting one. Let's have a look at the Kruzer. What can that pick up? Oh, that's all over the place. 70s, 50s, 50, 60, 40, 30, 20. Okay. It's got it. I mean, it's registering the signal is there. It's not very big, whatever it is. Okay, I'll dig it and have a look. The other one was much more stable on this signal, so we'll see what it is. Well, I don't know what it is yet. I'm pretty sure it's a piece of Uncle Ed. Yeah, it is. So, stable signal with the Deus. Lovely, cracking stable signal on that. Kruzer, not stable because it's odd shape. But it still rang up that, you know, it was a diggable target. It's one I would certainly dig with the Kruzer. But yeah, okay. Don't know which I prefer with that. Deus told me that was something good, which it is. I always like to find lead. Kruzer told me it was sort of odd shaped and not particularly good, but worth digging, which is also accurate. The mind boggles. Okay, see you at the next. So number 9 is a cracking 83 on this. That weighs 85. It's a loud signal. It's got to be close to the surface. Let's have a look at the Kruzer. Or the multi-Kruzer even. Where's it gone? Oh. 70. I would say that's not as close to the surface as the other one was telling me. Also sounds quite big. Okay, come back to you in a moment. Well, that's what it was. Nice round shape. I guess that's why on the Deus that was recording it, a lovely signal. My Kruzer wasn't so happy with that, and it was actually deeper down than, you know, it wasn't lying on the surface. The Deus was screaming at that, but that might be something good about the Deus. Perhaps it would have picked that up deeper than the other one, but I can't dig deeper here. That's the problem. So I can only go within like 6 inches of the surface. So yeah, I can't try that in relic mode, I don't think, here. Perhaps to find some smaller targets deeper, but not bigger targets. For that I have to go to a different country to try that out fully. I'll come back to that later. But anyway, something off a tractor, I guess. Moving on. The last one. 30s. Yeah, not totally stable. 2830, I would say button. Let's have a look at the Deus. 58, 59. Nice, stable signal. 58, 59. Very stable, both directions. I'll come back to you in a moment when I found it. Just in this clump, wasn't deep, just underneath the grass level is this, which I'm assuming, yeah, is a button. Shank's broken, I think. That looks like a tomback button. Okay, cool. Yeah, blaring signal on that Deus, and that's the right number for a button on a Kruzer. So I would say both of them pick that up fine. Okay, well that's it. Haven't found anything with either of them that the other one couldn't pick up yet, which is interesting. I would say the Deus is probably better with the IDs so far, but we'll keep looking. I'll try another one of these, perhaps go somewhere where I can use the relic mode. Okay, thanks for watching, guys. See you next.